Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. We are here in Lisbon and we're going to carry on with our tour of the European capitals. And today we're in Madrid and we are flying to Lisbon. Looks like we got a couple people joining us today. Jack and Oki. If anyone else is joining in, let me know in the chat. But it should be good. Short flight, but an hour flight time. Weather is decent, although there is some weather and clouds in the area. As you can see, there's some pretty fast-moving clouds around here. Yeah, it should be a good flight. Dark Fury, hello, welcome. Dr. Magic, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. And going to enjoy the flight. We do have ATC up. Let's see what we have. We've got Madrid approach and departure. We have Madrid Euro control. Well, Euro control west is up. And Lisbon approach and departure is up as well. So we could get a couple ATC spots. No problem, Doc. Glad to have you with us in any capacity you want to come in on. So first things first, because I always tend to forget. Just making sure my tracker is going for the virtual airlines. This is a virtual airline flight. And let us now hop on board. Hello, Nick. I didn't see you in the list. You're not joining us tonight? Or did I miss you? Can't tell. Okay, hello, how are you? Anyway, let's jump into the airplane. We'll start getting her set up because this one does take a little bit more than the others. Alright, so here we are in the cockpit. Looks like Roger's got the power on. Let's turn this off for now. So we'll start going through the process. So, circuit breakers are all checked. Nose wheel steering switch is off. Hydraulic pumps are off. Landing gear lever is down. Flight spoilers are retracted, and slats and flaps are selected 0 and indicating 0. Thing about the spoilers, they have auto detection, so you don't have to arm them or anything for landing. They do auto detect and deploy, which is pretty cool. It's something that you don't have to worry about too much. Radar is, let me get rid of the seat here, off. ADG manual release is stowed. Emergency flap switch is normal. Battery switch is on. APU is off. Aircraft is on ground power. And we can confirm that by coming over here to the electrical page. And we can see she's coming in off the ground. Oh, okay, Nick. Sorry to hear that. If you're having issues with your mouse not lining up properly, go into your general settings, turn off lens correction. For some reason with the last update, it got turned on for everybody. And that will resolve your mouse positioning over the keys and everything like that. Okay, so electrical we can see is fine. We hit it again, we go to DC electrical. Everything is looking green on DC electrical. So down to the IRSs. We will nav 1 and nav 2. Hello, Vicky. How are you today? IRSs are now in alignment. Emergency equipment has been checked. Gear and safety pins are on board. Aircraft documents have been checked. No maintenance notes to be aware of. We can come down here to hydraulics. We'll notice that everything is off. We come up to the 3A pump. Turn it on. Hydraulics 3A is pressuring up. That's good. We can turn it off now. And you can see we lose the pressure. We'll get the alarm in a second. There she goes. That is great. So that is a test of our standby hydraulic pump. That's the electrical one. The other ones are engine driven. So at least we know that if the engine driven ones fail, we have an electrical as a backup. Now over to the FMS. Where's my view I had set for that? Let's get into the right position. And I thought that I had created... No, apparently not. I did tried to do a zoomed in view here for people to see. Let me get that out of the way. See better. So let me just zoom in. And we'll come down to it. So that what I'm doing is a little bit more visible. Alright, so here's the database. Nav data, 02 December 21 is current. That's the secondary backup database is the last one. Today's date is the 22nd of November, and everything is good and set there. Position initialization, airport, we are at LEMD. We'll put that in. We'll now go over, we'll get the aircraft GPS, go back and set that in our position page, and that's it. This aircraft has no INS. It's all GPS driven. Doing good, Vicky. Doing good. Thank you very much. Hi, Jack. How are you? I think you're flying with us today. I think I saw you logged in. So we're all set there. We can come over to page 2. There's our 3 GPSs are all set. And page 3, the other ones are currently aligning. First one is set. So let's go to our flight plan. So Lima Echo Mike Delta. Roger's doing the walk around right now, and we are flying to Madrid, Lima, or flying to Lisbon. Why do I always get these mixed up? I'm not sure. Lima Papa Papa Tango is our destination. Put that in. So the route we'll do in a second. Our flight number, we are flying for Fly UK, so that's UKV, and our flight number 5556 is now in, and we can execute that, and that is good. If we go over to page 2, we can start entering in our route. Fairly simple one today. Again, it's a European flight, so there's not a lot going on. From here, we are heading out to the CCS VOR, and then we are going direct to LVAR, Echo Lima Victor Alpha Romeo, Splash Point 0 over on Twitch. Hello, how are you doing today? LVAR, and then from LVAR we're going direct to Exona, Echo X-Ray Oscar November Alpha, and from there it'll be the approach in. We'll put that in, and we are good there. So we come over here to our departures. At the moment, what we are planning, subject to being told differently from ATC, is we're going off on runway 36 left, and we will be taking the CCS 4 November departure, and we will execute that. You can see on our plan how we're going to be going out around. We got mountains here, so we're trying to shoot for altitude as we come up and around. Oh, okay, Jack, no problem. That's good to hear. So that's the way we're going to be going on our departure, and we do have some restrictions, as you can see, that we'll have to pay attention to. Speed restrictions and altitude restrictions. We'll see what happens with that. As you know, this thing's a handful of manual speed control. For our arrival, we are looking at currently, and I checked the ATIS in Portugal, the ILS runway 30 is good. We're going to go on the Exona 8 Alpha arrival, and for our vectors, Persex is correct. We'll go by Persex. That takes us around and basically trade in off the end of the departure, or the end of the arrival, and that feeds directly into the ILS. Oh, hi Talia. Wow, good to have you here anyway for the, well, if you got a meeting in half an hour, we'll still be in cockpit prep mode, but that's it's good to see you. Thanks for popping by. All right, so the flight plan is all entered in, and we can come up here now. There's that mist and fog running through. We'll go over the weather in a minute. We come over here to legs, and if we go into plan mode, let me get myself set up. Oh, we should be able to do it from there. We go to next waypoint. No, it wants it in plan mode. Oh, there we go. So we're in plan mode. So we come around. Sorry. Next waypoint. Up and around. We're going to fly out to the west. A little bit of southwest down, crossing the border. There's a disconnect in there I'll have to fix. And you can see we're just going to come in with the restrictions down and around and then in for landing. Very simple route today. Iberia 214. Yep, okay. Excellent, got that. So all these different modes I never use. So we'll go back into that mode. We can bring up the legs again. And then we can go back into... Where is it? There we go. I did have one set up. Oh, I was hitting the wrong buttons. I was using the instrument presets instead of the custom presets. So anyway, that's all now entered in. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to our index page, back to position. And we've done the flight plan. We can go to our performance initialization. So what do we have going in here? Well, for this part, we're going to use the fly pad. Oh, Splash, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Greatly appreciated. So we'll come in over here. We're going to go into our performance, and we're going to change to 0 fuel weight. So our 0 fuel weight, according to SimBrief, is 26,964. So we're going to come over, enter that in. 26,964. Hit enter. And our fuel for today is going to be 3613. 3613. That's good. Oh, sounds like the passengers are starting to board now. 3613, we will hit enter on that. And we are all set. So we can set the payload in the simulator. We can see we're in our limits. We're good. We'll copy the data over. And then if we head back down again, we can see our information. We have 63 passengers on board, 925 kilograms of cargo and baggage, and we're all good there. So cruise altitude for today's flight is flight level. We'll go F for flight level 350. Pop that in. We are good. 0 fuel weight matches. Fuel matches. And that is looking very good. But we're on page 1 of 3. We'll go to the next page. We don't have an EASA deviation, but we do have our wind. So we are expecting a headwind of 23 knots. That headwind of 23 knots means we put it in as a minus, since it's going to take away from our speed. 23. And that will help with calculations for descent and cruise time and stuff like that. Go over to our next page. So our reserve fuel is 617 kilograms, and our taxi fuel is going to be 227 kilograms. That's entered in. Estimated time of departure. Is that Flying Gamer? Excellent. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch. I'll wait for it to come up on my big screen so I can see it a little bit better. But it is greatly appreciated. Estimated time of departure is half an hour from now. So it will be 2015. Maybe off a few minutes before that. So I'll put that in. No, am I like an airplane? No, I do have a lot of years flying real airplanes, not airliners, but smaller GA airplanes, Splash. So that creates a bit of a knowledge base that I can draw on. Plus, I've been flight simming for decades, since flight simulators were out. A lot of practice, a lot of talking to people. I know a bunch of real-life airline pilots who've explained stuff to me. If you're new to it and a lot of that, flying a lot of the GA stuff will get you started doing that type of stuff and get you used to it. a lot of it's repetition and getting into the cycles, and frankly watching people who kind of have a knowledge of what they're doing and being able to explain it. So if you can find people that can do it and explain it and you can ask questions of, that's great. If you want to fly around and explore stuff, yeah, GA flying in small airplanes is great. There's I think the last update, there's some new training stuff in the sim itself that you can use to help learn how to do it and everything. So there's a lot of options out there as well. If you come over to my, if you want, I'll put the link in on my Discord. We have a very good community there that's very involved with the aircraft. We fly on this channel everything from GA to airliners, so there's always something going on, and there's don't want that, people you can ask questions about and of. So you're more than welcome to pop over if you have any questions on flying and getting started in the sim, and we'll be happy to give you a hand. Alright, so we've got all the VNav that's set in. We'll head over to the VNav page. So I don't mind these speeds. Transition altitude for Madrid is 13,000 feet. 13000. And those speeds are fine. We can go to the next page. I'm okay with that. And the next page, transition level for Portugal. We pull up the arrival is going to be 4,000 feet. Mountains aren't as big a concern as they're on the coast, so that's now all entered in. We'll execute that as well.
Please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath the seat in front of you. If you have any trouble,
yeah, a lot of people are flying on Xbox. There's some things you can't do on Xbox that you can do on the PC, Splash, but there is some stuff you can do, and you can at least get the basics down and understand all that. So if your system's not up to spec for the PC version, sure, Xbox, great way to get into it. I mean, the first flight sim I ever flew was not on a PC, it was on an early console way back when. Alright, so that's all done. Performance initialization is done. That is all set. So we are done with the initialization of the flight plan. What I am going to do is I'm going to come over here to the MDF menu. On my side, I'm going to set up VNav, so I have all the VNav information that I'm going to need. I'm going to hit this over the right side, and on Roger's side, I'm just going to turn the extra stuff on so that he has a little bit more detail on his screen as well. Alright, so the walk around is done. Cabin inspection is done. So we'll go through the rest of the originating check. Oxygen has been tested. Audio warning panels.
User bay overheat.
Alright. That one's up. Okay. Electrical panel has been checked. Everything is good. Fire detection, yeah, we can hit that. The indicator comes up on the panel. We'll say that's good. External lights are on, and set fuel panel has been checked. It's in the back of the aircraft, or behind us. APU bleeds are on auto and normal. APU panel is clear. Start panel is clear. Hydraulics panel are off. ELT switch is arm reset. Cabin pressurization, we will set that now. So let me pop out the panel. And we will go up. So the altitude here at Madrid is, where does it say, 1,998 feet. So we want 2,000 feet in the, it's the wrong one. It's this one. For landing elevation, we want to set that in case we have to return. So we're going to dial that up to 2,000 feet. that dialed in. Yeah, Splash, especially the GPU prices are absolutely ridiculous. You can buy a whole PC for what you're paying for a good GPU now. Ooh, no, overshot. There we go. 2,000 feet is set. Air conditioning panel packs are off. Recirc is off. And that's good. Anti-ice is off. Windshield heat is on low. ELT switch arm. Standby compass is 217. Checked. Nose wheel steering switch is off. Clocks are set. That's local time. It's going to be a sunset arrival into Portugal. So that is set. Instrument panel, everything is looking good, and everything is set. So the upper pedestal, everything is looking good here. Thrust levers, all our manual trims are set. They're all good. And computer main, put that back up now, is good. Avionics and radio tuning, we'll get to in a second. Trims, so stab trim is on, mock trim is on, and yaw dampers 1 and 2 are on. Standby radio is coming into standby.
The service to Lisbon. Our flight time will be
Source select panel is in normal.
The cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure
Now,
that all devices are in
ATC,
airplane mode
we have to
and
get
your
our
larger devices
clearance.
are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright.
So Madrid Departure
Flight attendants, please prepare cabin
is
for departure.
on 118.75. So we are going to tune in 118.75. So 118.75. And because of the frequency spread, it's 755. That's fine. And we can get a hold of Madrid. Oh, yeah, definitely get some fog out here. There's a number of airplanes. We've got 13 departures and 13 arrivals right now in Madrid. See some of the aircraft moving around out there. Madrid Departure, Skyways 5556 with you at stand Tango 17, Madrid Airport. Looking for our clearance to Lisbon. We have information kilo. I'll have to check the frequency. CCS for November. Don't have a squawk. 11875, 11875. Oh, I'm off by a couple there at 75. I don't know why I put 775.
Alpha Mike Zulu.
There we go.
Izquierda en uniform. El Nostrum 5320.
Hi Scott. How are you today? Let's wait for break. Madrid Departure, Skyways 5556. Stand Tango 17 at Madrid. CRJ 700 looking for clearance to Lisbon. We have information kilo.
Skyway 5556, hello. Kilo is okay and you're clear to destination as filed via Charlie Sierra 5 Lima departure, runway 36 left. Initially climb altitude 13,000 feet, set squawk 4450.
Roger, cleared as filed on the Charlie Sierra 5 Lima departure, initial altitude 13,000 feet, 4450, and can you confirm the runway for me, please?
Yes, sir. The runway is 36 left.
Roger, confirming 36 left for Skyways 5556.
Skyway 5556 and break. I will call you in 1 minute. Iberia Express 3740, Eurocontrol West, 135.25. Have a nice flight.
Eurocontrol on 135.25, Iberia Express 3740, thank you.
Iberia 3054, climb level 260, identify.
Identify climb 260, Iberia 36.
Okay, so they want us on 5 Lima, so I'm going to make
Iberia
that change.
3493, posterior has been descenso a 4000 y autorizado ILS 32 izquierda, llame establecido.
Posterior has been descenso 4000, autorizados ILS 32 izquierda, llamamos establecidos Iberia 3493.
Skyways 5556, apologize. And now your readback is correct. Engine start up and push back facing north, approved. Local QNH 1006 and report ready for taxi.
Yeah, Roger, push and start approved, and we will contact for taxi. QNH 1006, Skyways 5556. All right, so we're cleared for push and start on our
Lufthansa
own.
7 Kilo Papa, line up and wait on runway 36 right.
Lufthansa 7
1006 barometer is set, so we're going to go back in. And we're going to do a quick update on our departure. So instead of the
Portugal 1024, welcome to
CCS4
Madrid.
November,
Continue via Alpha
they
Gate
want us
4
on
and
the
stand on your choice.
CCS5
Continue via
Lima.
Alpha Gate 4 and Sun of Choice Airports 1024, thank you.
So basically that's going to cut, it doesn't take us as far out this way. Instead, it's a little bit of a shorter angle up and around. So that is good. We are all set there. I'm going to get the next frequency dialed in as we sit here.
Malef 624, line up
minute.
and wait on runway 36 left.
So
Line up and wait, runway
Madrid
36 left,
radar is not on, but Eurocontrol West is. Eurocontrol West
And
covers
Lufthansa
everything
7
above
Kilo Papa, now I think you can take off, so something
above
340 degrees, runway 36 right,
24,500
clear for
feet,
takeoff.
which is where we're going. So we're going to have to get a hold of them. So they're 132.250. So I'm going to dial that into standby.
9923, plan de vuelo cerrado y cambio de frecuencia aprobado. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego, tío.
132
Muy bien,
and
gracias por su servicio.
250.
Hasta luego.
Everybody's on board. We're good. We've got the load sheet. So as soon as I get this done, 125.250, we're going to go into ATC. We're going to dial in our code 4450. This one takes a little bit because we got to go up all the numbers. 44, and doesn't matter which way we go, up to 50. And we are set. ATC is set. See, we're currently on standby. That's all good. And our flight ID is in. All right. So we're ready to carry on. Scott, you feel like crap? Well, you're down, Nick's down. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, the booster. Is that what it is? That sucks. All right, so we're on our before start checklist. So, passenger signs are all on. There's that fog rolling across the airfield. Landing elevation has been set. Altimeters are set. We're just under 2,000 feet, which is correct. 1006 and set and cross-checked. And can I change you over? That's standard. That's not. Yeah, you're good there. Altimeters are set. FMS
Lufthansa 7 Kilo Papa
is
identified,
checked and
flying
set.
level 260.
IRSs are aligned. You can see that.
Kilo Papa climbing flight level 260.
Tap plate going by. IRSs are, as I mentioned, are checked. Radios and nav aids are all set and good. Takeoff briefing. We'll bring it up now. We can do another quick look at the chart. There we go. All right, so we're going to be taking off on runway 36 left, which is over here. We're going to fly up. We're going to make a turn here. Once we pass over SSY, we're going to head up towards this point here. We're then going to turn left, heading out to Avila and then out to CSS, where we're going to exit. You can see our restrictions. We have a initial restriction of 205 knots, and then we have to stay 205
Iberia
knots
3493, muchas
as we
gracias.
pass
Viento
over these
Madrid,
points.
340
So we're going to set
grados 8
205
nudo,
knots
pista
as our
32
speed
izquierda,
restrictions for
autorizado
the
aterrizar.
autopilot, and that will keep us above these altitudes as we climb out. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Madrid 87 Whiskey Foxtrot en el 320 finalizados. Gracias por todo. Buen servicio.
And the rest of the
87 Whiskey
restrictions
Foxtrot,
are all
gracias a usted por
above
su
us
vuelo.
as
Que
well,
tenga buena
but
noche.
it's going to be slow speed for a while. 205 knots, 210 knots at Avila.
Vale, 624, surface wind
then we're out from
340
there.
degrees, 8 knots, runway 36 left, clear for takeoff.
All right, so we're going to, let's just
For
take a look
takeoff, runway
outside.
36 left, runway
So we're going to
624.
push back from here. So we want to get out to this taxiway. So we're going to push. We're going to do the wiggle. We'll come around the fuel truck and past him. We'll come out this way and around and then out onto the line. Hi, Pat. How are you today? So,
Okay,
that's how we're going to get
all
out of here.
stations on Madrid approach frequency, I need to close now. So wife is calling and I need to close the radar. Please, traffic on departure. Reaching level 240, you can contact Eurocontrol West on 135.25. By the moment, monitor Unicom and enjoy your flight.
Thanks for the service. Adios. All right, so we're going to switch this over. Go to 228. You gotta hate when the wife calls. All right, let's dial this down. Should have gone the other way. We'll go over to Unicom. There we go. Let's run 220. Hi, Christian. Yeah, we're only flying the 700 on this one, so we're not too bad. All right, so let's get the tug in.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
All right, so he's moving into position. So passenger sides are on. Landing elevation is set. We all did that. We did our takeoff briefing, and we're good to go. So we'll come over to the aircraft. Make sure all the doors are closed. Ground power is still connected. We haven't started the APU yet. So clear to start. Personal electronic devices are off. We'll come over to the APU. Power up the APU.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin
Intake door is
all
opening.
doors and
Intake
hatches
door
closed.
has
All ground
opened.
equipment is
Starting the
removed.
APU. APU
The parking brakes are
gauges
set.
come up.
You may lift.
We're watching
Parking brake
for
set. Lifting the aircraft.
100%. When we get there, she'll switch over to aircraft APU power, the APU generators, and we can
Standing
disconnect.
by for pushback.
We can disconnect the ground power unit, which is sitting right there. Yeah, that usually keeps me up for a couple hours if I take a nap and then forget to get up. Yeah, sleep too long and then you're up till 2 or 3 in the morning. All right, APU is almost up. As soon as it's up, we'll disconnect the ground power. '96, '97, '98. That was a long flight yesterday, yeah. Alright, so we're over. We can do a quick check on the electrics. And confirmed we're now running off the APU generator and not off the external power. That's disconnected. Chocks are removed. If we come over to the doors page, aircraft is secured. If you don't, electronics, we've checked the takeoff data. Over to performance, here's our takeoff data. We'll set that in. Now we can see all our V speeds and our climb out is set. Doors closed and locked. We checked that. Beacon light is on. Fuel pumps are on. Fuel quantity check 3610. We are good. Hydraulics. Auto and on. And we are set.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Yeah, Christian, I
Okay,
did
clear for
purchase
push
it
start.
mainly because
Please release parking brake.
Air Canada flies the CRJ 900, so I got it for flying around North America. Oh, he's gone, so we can push straight back.
Please release parking brake.
Yes, I heard. I heard you. Don't yell at me. There we go.
Parking brakes are released.
So parking brakes are
Commencing
released. We're
pushback.
going to commence the
Starting
pushback.
engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
So push is started, and basically what I'm going to do is we'll start. Just get me lined up. There we go. Madrid area traffic, Skyways 5556 pushback, gate T17, Terminal 2, Madrid.
Attention to the flight attendants as they
All right.
demonstrate the safety
So we're going to
features of our
start the right
You will
engine
notice a
first.
light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please fasten your seatbelts low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert
Watching
the metal
N2
fittings
at
into one
20
another and tighten by
rotation
pulling
will
on the
add
loose end
fuel.
of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout
15%.
the flight as we may experience unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft.
And
Please take a few moments now
20%.
to locate your nearest exit.
Adding
In some
fuel.
cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask
Gamer,
drops in
thanks
front
you
of
for the
To start
follow
the flow
over
of
on
oxygen,
Twitch.
pull the
Greatly
mask towards
appreciated.
you. Place it firmly over your nose.
See where we are. Still got a little bit to go.
Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally.
Is that the line onto?
Oxygen is flowing to the mask.
Line's
If
way
you're
over
traveling
here.
with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others.
Yeah, Tug's there.
A light vest
Hi,
is
Dark.
located in the
Oh,
pouch
sorry to hear.
under the
Everyone's
seat
coming down
protecting
with
the
stuff.
armrest.
That's
When
horrible.
instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate
All right,
the
so
vest,
there's 60. We're coming up here. Take care of yourself, Dark. We'll leave starting the other engine until we're stopped. Yeah, we got these clouds rolling in. Occasional mist. I'm hoping I've timed it right and we'll get a good sunset arrival. And should look nice. Let's get her lined up here on the line. Tug drivers are doing a really nice job. Slow her down a little bit. There we go. Start up engine number 1, or engine left as they call it. Again, watching for 20% rotation on N2. N2 being the internal compressor blades, or the inner turbine blades. So this is what the bleed air is powering and spinning the engine around. As soon as that reaches 20%, we add the fuel. Fuel is flowing. See the N2 starting to increase. The N1, the outer compressor blade, is starting to spin. And there we go. Internal temperature is rising. That's the internal turbine temperature. You can hear the engine coming up. Very nice. Around 61%, she'll kind of bottom out. Everything is looking good. We have 2 good starts, so we can stop the push.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Now he's going to tell me that we've
Parking
had
brake set.
2 good engine starts.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Put her back on the ground.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
All right, so
Roger. Good engine start.
let's
Cleared
get
to
some
disconnect. See you at the side.
internal
Have a good
lighting
flight.
here.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
We'll do the overhead. And we'll get the lower panel as well. There we go. So there goes the tug. And we can do our after start checklist. So, generators are all on auto. They're good. Electrics. Come down here to the electrical page, do a quick check. We're running off the engine electrics, so generators are providing power. Bleed valves up here, we can see are in auto. Packs 1 and 2's on, circ fans on, and cargo cooling is on. APU is coming off. We'll give that a count to about 3 and then power off. That'll shut her down and close the vent. Anti-ice currently not required, and nose wheel steering is now armed. So taxi, we want 8 on the slats and flaps, 8 selected. There go the slats. Flaps will now extend. 8 indicating. Flight controls. Flight control page. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full left, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Christian, the METAR actually called for light fog, patchy light fog, so that seems to be what's showing here.
Ready to go.
Oh, cabin is ready. So on aircraft performance, 7.2 is what we want for our trim. So we're going to come over. There's our trim indicator. So 7.5 right now. We'll put it nose down to 7.2. We also have green on the aileron trim and green on the rudder trim, which means they are centered. Thrust reversers are armed. Flight instruments have been checked. And brake temperatures are in the green. We are ready for taxi. So we'll come up here, we'll put the taxi lights on. And now we are going to taxi out. So, that is Gulf 3. Madrid area traffic, Skyways 5556, taxiing runway 36 left via Gulf 3, Alpha 9, Alpha 10, Alpha 11, Alpha 12, Alpha 13, Alpha 14, holding short, runway 36 at Zulu 4. Alright, let's see if I can actually follow what I said. It's a little bit convoluted. Alright, emergency lights are off, huh? Oh. Now they're armed. So what do we have up on the ECAS? Reversers are armed, that's fine. Parking brakes on yet. No smoking, seatbelt signs are fine. Doors closed on the APU. Excellent. So parking brake can come off. And we are going to start to taxi. TO config is okay. So we've done everything right. A little bit of power. You can see that fog coming in again. And there's the mountains we got to get around. Yeah, this looks actually pretty cool. I was watching right before we went live on the stream. There's a big one that rolled in and kind of everything went gray for about 3 minutes before it cleared out. So it looks really nice. So we want Alpha, which is the second one. See the sign there? This is Mike. We don't want Mike, we want Alpha. Great thing about running this in 4K is I can see the signs. So for you guys flying along, you guys hope you're taxiing out now. Oh, looks like Scott may be up in the air. See, Iberia 214 seems to be up. Okay, you're MAH 624. I don't see you in the air yet. Oh, no, you're up as well. So you guys are both in the air. Oh. Because of all my yakking, you're waiting for me. That's fine. Right, so we're going to come up around the curve here. A little more power. I'll sit with this external view for a minute as we taxi. Watch for other traffic in this mist now. So once we get up to 24,000, we're going to contact Eurocontrol, and he'll be covering us all the way over to Lisbon approach. Also got to check the legs page for a disco. I think we saw that when we were in plan mode running through it. So we'll take a look and confirm that. We got a little bit of a taxi here. So one thing I'm going to check while we're rolling out, if I can do it without crashing the aircraft, is 502 here. Do we have assigned stands at... Nope, no assigned stands. Okay. So, Portugal is wherever they throw me. She tends to wander, so I don't want to go into the FMS and start trying to look at routing information. Not while I'm doing this. So I've got the clouds on ultra right now. I'm going to see how she does. Nine minutes to go to our scheduled departure. We're actually leaving the gate 9 minutes early, but it's all good. Puts us in early. We're basically going to take this one all the way up until we make a little bit of a right turn. That'll take us up towards where we want to go in and pick up the holding point. Somebody else just took off. So yeah, that was a long stream yesterday. Still haven't figured out why I went to a slideshow towards the end. I've made a couple minor changes in my computer, adjusted the power plan, stuff like that. Seeing little bits of stuttering here. So I think I'm gonna very quickly, once I get around this corner. Well, the scenery's stuttering, the aircraft doesn't seem to be stuttering. Just gonna quickly go in and put my clouds back on high and see if I notice a difference, given I got all this ground fog here now. No, it's about the same. I'll leave it on high just to make it easy on myself. Alright, so should get the end of the runway coming up. So it's going to be the next right. Here she comes. These are all holding bays. Not sure if they're for de-icing or just stacking airplanes when it's really, really busy here. Alright, so let's jump inside. We want to go, we're at Zulu 2, that's fine. My taxi diagram isn't as detailed as you might think. You can see all the exits from the waiting spot. This will just take us in right in at the bottom of the runway. Our stop line. So we get ourselves ready to go. So parking brake on. Alright, pitot heats coming on. Lights, strobes and landing lights are on. Cabin has been advised. Transponder TCAS are on. Weather radar is non-existent, but we'll say on. Jack, we did lose. Oh, Eurocontrol's gone off as well. Oh, so has Lisbon. Okay, well that makes it easier. So radar transponder is set. Transponder and TCAS is set. I'm gonna come over here and click on traffic. That'll give us traffic on the, there we go, traffic's on, and the CAS is checked. So quickly I'm going to go here into, you're going to get legs page. I'm going to go into the legs and I just want to check because I think there it is. So Exona, overlay Exona, and then we'll execute and just click through. That's good, and that's all the way down to vectors for the missed approach. Excellent. So for you, we're going to go into direct intercept mode, and I'm going to tune you back to 10 miles for the departure. 150 knots for the initial climb out. Put the liner heading at the moment, and everything else is set over here. Madrid area traffic, skyways 55, 56, taking position, runway 36 left. Parking brake can come off. And out we go. So again, we got a 205 knot speed limit for the initial part of the climb, and that is to get us up over the mountains that are to our northwest, because we're going to be up flying over them. Yep, no, that's good. Okay, are you flying a CJ4? Just looking at your aircraft code on VATSim. We'll extend slightly over the center line, and then bring it around to line up. go. Nice and centered. Alright. So we're set up. We're going to arm, nav, and speed for the departure. Everything else is set. Going to go to toga mode. Engine's coming up to 40%. Madrid area traffic. Skyways 5556 rolling, runway 36 left on the Charlie Charlie Sierra 5 Lima departure. Toga set. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed's live. 80 knots. V1, rotate. It's positive rate, gear up. Speed bug up. Autopilot engaged. Speed to 205. Right. Climb checklist. Lead valves and APU are off. Thrust reversers can't come off. CAS is checked. Yeah, they did a really good job, and they were really one of the first ones to nav and speed. They were really one of the first ones to do that with the airplanes. Come up with their own FMS and nav, and V-Nav, and all that stuff. They did a really good job. Glad you like it. All right, so we're already above the minimum altitude here of 2400. We're going to be above the altitude for 5200, so we're climbing out nicely. And you can see the sun going down. All right, so we are climbing up. Again, not a long flight, it's only an hour or so. So again, maximum of 205 knots at this next waypoint. Altitude capture, 10,000 feet. We're going to clear ourselves all the way up to 34,000. Back into speed mode. I think it was 34 I was going to. 35. Yeah, I know. It's coming up. Yeah, it's supposed to be 220. It's supposed to be 205. Actually, the next one is 210.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley during
Flaps
the
one.
lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page to pay a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access
And
our
35,000 feet is set.
live movies library.
Since we're climbing, we'll go flaps full, or flaps fully retracted, slats retracted. through 10,000, so over to standard. Through 13,000, which was the transition. Should be there pretty quickly. Up at cruise altitude. We're already above the hills, so that's fine. Alright, so we can go up to 290 on speed. Since ATC is offline, I'll say they've cleared us. That'll give us a bit of an acceleration. And since we're high up above everything now, that's perfectly reasonable. Looking gorgeous. Sun setting there. And everything is looking good. So we're going to maintain this speed all the way to our cruise altitude. Actually, what I should do, I forgot, is bring the engines back to climb power. There we go. So they're going to pull back slightly. So our rate of climb will decrease a little bit. On the range now. So it looks like Oki's getting ready to cross into Portugal. Scott's out in front. And then we're on our way in. So if we look over at Portugal, wow, shouldn't be going so fast. So what do we got in Portugal? There's 10 aircraft inbound, 7 departing. A bunch of TAPs, some EasyJets, Iberia, myself. I mean, United Airlines from Newark, although they haven't left Newark yet. Leaving are some EasyJets. Looks like an Alpine. Couple others. Everything's looking good. No ATC is up, so it's alright. You watch the stream instead of your airspeed. Yeah, that's... I've got caught with that in chat. Watching the chat instead of watching what I'm doing on a flight, especially coming into land or something. I gotta put in the 10,000 foot sterile cockpit rule. So you can see CSS, that's the end of our departure, and we have to be above flight level 130, or we're going to be well up. We'll be at cruise shortly. 11,000 feet to go for cruise. Everything is looking good on the overhead. Everything is looking here. We can come down, and if we hit CAS, it stat? Yeah, you can see we hit stat again. It boxes those things, so basically it clears the page of advisories. So if anything new pops up, you don't have to search through a list to find out what it is. So if I was to come up here and turn the seatbelt signs off, nothing pops up because it's in the box. But if I turn it on, you can see that instantly changed. So, interesting little feature, especially if we got a couple different things up here. So there's the turn out of Vila. The traffic's off again. Well, I might be too far out. TCAS does work. I don't think I got anyone close enough to me at the moment to pick up on it. So basically, it's only 2 short waypoints. We crossed the border at the, what is it, the Elvar waypoint. It's right on the border with Portugal. You can see it right there. That's where we're going to cross over from Spain to Portugal. And our top of descent marker is right after it. So that's where we're going to be heading down. You can see it's already showing a down arrow on the V-Nav information. So we're not going to be at cruise for too long. Our climb rate's already down to 1,400 feet per minute. So might as well grab something now before we start our descent. There's the mountains there. Thing about this aircraft though, manual throttle, so you can't really take a position somewhere else and walk away for a while from the cockpit. Do have to monitor. And again, I've said it before, but great views, great big windows. Love the view at the front of these things. $30,000 feet. Should turn the lights off. Things I'm forgetting. Make sure we stay on course. So let's talk about our arrival. So we're going to be coming in here at Exona. We're going to slow down to 180 knots. Exona is the one after Alvar, so we're already going to be descending, but we have to be at above 2,300 feet. And then going to come straight down towards Adsad. Then we got 220 knots at 4,000. That's transition altitude. And we're going to come around, working our way down, staying at 4,000 feet all the way around, but we're going to be slowing. 220, 220, 200, then 180 at Pesach. And then at Pesach is where we're going to enter in the intercept for the ILS. And then it's a standard 3 degree slope down to the airport. At the airport, we're going to be landing on 03. So we're probably going to exit at either Hotel November or Uniform 5. And then we're going to come back down here on Uniform 4 and then down onto the ramp. And we'll be parking down here at Terminal 1. If we look at the actual stands, yeah, somewhere in here. Probably up in this area up here. So we'll be parking in here. Although that does say cargo. We'll look for jetways and stuff. So that is the plan, although I just realized I didn't actually show you. Alright, let's bring it over. Let's do that again. So Exona, 280 knots. We'll be descending. We come down, circle around 4,000 feet here by ADSAT, and then we loop around, slowing down as we go. 100, 220, 200, 180. Pick up the glide slope, in for the landing. Landing on 03, exiting up here at Hotel November, Uniform 4, and then down here onto the ramp, down to Terminal 1, where we're going to park. The ILS frequency is 1091. We should auto-tune that, so that won't be an issue. Yeah, I noticed that when I went to clear it off the screen. I went, I never put it up on the screen. You see we're already showing top of descent here. It's going to be right there. A little bit of turbulence, 1,000 feet to go. We can see we're bumping over the mountains here. We're working our way up. 800 feet to go. So we're up Mach 0.79. Fine. Probably go to Mach 0.8 for the cruise. Once we get ourselves down and level. So get some nice little bit of color starting on the clouds. Starting to look good. Alright, so we're in altitude capture. So we're going to tune our speed to Mach 0.8. We're going to just start, once we get a little bit more level, we'll watch the throttles. Pull them back slightly into manual. See the speed sneaking. We're about 86, 85. And then we'll hold it, see where the trend is on the speed, adjust from there. Again, at this point, speed bug is our reference point, not what it's going to fly at. Manual throttles, just trying to keep it on the bug, somewhere on that bug. We'll see you later. Come on, stream. No issues over on YouTube or on Twitch. Let me do a refresh. See if it changes anything. What time is it here? Oh, might be getting busy on the internet. It's almost 4 o'clock. Get all the kiddies home from school. Alright, so our speed's tracking right on the bug, so we're good there. The internet's usually a lot better than this. Hi Talia, welcome back. We're in our short cruise phase at the moment. We're not far out from descent, but we're about is that 80 miles? Yeah, basically when we cross the border is when we start our descent. It's going to start getting a little dark. I'm going to turn on a little bit of the floods. Sun is setting. Get a little bit of light up on the panels. And we don't need the storm lights, and domes are off out there. So everything is good. I'm going to crank the integral panel lights up full. Day prison let the kids out, yeah. Well, I just looked at the time and went, oh, 3:45, yeah. Everybody's starting to log in. Hence the spinning wheel of death. So speed's holding good. So after Alvar, we're going to be looking for our descent to Exona. It's going to take us down to 23,000 feet. And again, we're going to have a speed restriction at Exona of 280 knots, since we're going to fly the published approach, which isn't too bad because it basically just loops us south of Lisbon and then it's straight in on the runway. Jack, ooh, yeah, we are. Let me see where we're headed. So we will be heading, oh, okay. We're off to Rome next week. It's a bit longer flight. Should be good. So yeah, we've gone as far west as possible. So it was London, Paris, Madrid, Lisbon. Now we're going to start working our way, I guess, through the south. Head south, south of Europe and travel east. And Rome would be the next one. So it looks like Oak should be down to about 4,000 feet or so. Getting ready to head in. We've almost reached the end of the departure. I mean, Elvar is only 52 miles away, and that's where we start our descent. And Lisbon Airport's 185 miles. Track miles from where we are now. Everything is looking good. I love the curtains for the shade. You can clip on the little sunshades. So maybe with this new weather system update that they did, it's very clear out here. They Aerosoft to be able to come in and put weather radar into these things. So the weather has cleared. So there is the current weather. Put it in Twitch as well. So Lisbon weather, that was about 22 minutes ago. Winds are 330 at 11 knots, so it's going to be a bit of a left-hand crosswind. Few clouds at 1800. Temperature is 10 degrees, and the pressure is 1013. So pretty much we don't have to change the pressure. It's right where it is right now. And should be good. So we are going to start our descent now. We can go 1,100 feet per minute, and that will bring us in It's 80 miles. No, we won't start now. We'll wait. Still a little bit to go. So we're 80 miles from the Portuguese border. We should see a few clouds at the coast. Just lining up now. Getting on track. Winds are 34 knot headwind, so yeah, that's the wind we were expecting. Jack's starting his descent. It's good. I'm going to dial that back to 80. See this in the mode over here, this gives him his waypoint information and stuff. But it doesn't give him the V-Nav top of descent. So top of descent is in 3 minutes, 33 miles away. That's now populated in. We'll follow it down. So if you get a descent rate of 2,500 feet per minute, that's idle on the throttles, and she'll basically hold that all the way down. If we go into the V-Nav and look at our descent page, so this is what it's calculating: 7.4 and a speed. So we'll set the descent to 7.4 until we get down lower, and then we'll turn over to 290 since we're pretty close to our max at the moment, and then we'll do the 290 down. Of course, we've got our restriction of 10,000 feet, 250, and then our ADSAD waypoint of 220, so we'll just have to watch that. 24 miles to go. We'll be descending with that sun in our eyes. Roaming charges where, Talia? In Lisbon or in Rome? Whenever I travel, my phone goes into airplane mode, and basically I'll only connect to Wi-Fi at the hotels. You get killed on the roaming charges. So we're 1 minute out, 18 miles to go. So we'll dial the speed down to 7.4. Miles to go. So, landing elevation. Airport elevation is 380 feet. Pop that out. 380 feet. Dial that back. Oh, 380 feet. What? No, can't be 380 feet, is it? Yeah, 380 feet. It's right on the seaside. Because it's up the hill a little bit. Fuel is checked. TCAS is set. Radar is good. CAS is checked. Landing data will be set in a second. And approach briefing. Well, we already did the approach briefing. TCAS we will set below. 5 miles out. So we're going to set 2300 as our first altitude. And there we are, we're at top of descent. So we're going to go vertical speed, and we're going to look down here, and it says to descend at 2,400 feet per minute. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring the throttles right back to idle. Get at 2,400 feet per minute dialed in. And then we go, we can see we got the snowflake, and we got the blue dot for our vertical speed, snowflake for our path. So we are beginning our descent. Lisbon area traffic, Skyways 5556, leaving flight level 350 on the Exona 8 Romeo arrival into Lisbon. There's nobody around me, but that's good. Looks like Oki's starting to line up on his final approach. Very quiet in here. See our speed slowing a little bit much, so we can add some throttle. Keep that speed up. And we're gonna chase the bug because it is going to adjust because it's in Mac mode instead of true speed mode. We're going to chase the bug all the way up to 290. No, we're going to chase it all the way up to 280. And once we're about 28,000 feet, we'll just switch over to 280. 4,000 feet will be our next altitude, and we'll hold that. We'll do the descent path. So we're not going to be at 4,000 feet all the way, but it's good. So 280 is coming up. Switched over to speed mode, so we're below flight level 300. So we'll dial that to 280. Just hold the speed. See, we're slightly below path. So we'll give a couple notches up, we'll decrease our descent rate. Saying 1800 now, so what 1800? Should bring us back on the path. And this is what we're watching. So what we can do now is we can dial this down to 4,000. It's descending straight. We've been cleared down to our final altitude. There we go. We're going to watch the feet per minute, as you can see. And we'll match them up here, and that should keep us on the path all the way down. Yeah, sunset's looking really good. We can see the coast, and this is where we're headed. Down over here, and then we come in and around, and then we'll be landing. Again, just keeping an eye on that speed. Air's getting a little bit thicker. No clouds here, Said there's a few clouds in the area. I guess that's what they're referring to over there. So once we get down around ADSAD, we're going to enter our landing data. Approach briefing is already done. Through 24,000 feet. With the seatbelt signs on. $18,000 at a notch. See, we're almost at Exona, we're almost at 23,000 feet. So this is getting us right on profile. So the V-Nav works in the airplane, it's just a manual V-Nav. So it's a little bit steeper. We want 2,100 feet now for Assad. LEMD is I'm going to come back to 40 on that now. Just going to monitor 2,100, 2,100. Just going to watch the speed. And we have a 220 speed restriction. That is sad, so we're going to have to set that one. So it looks like Jack's about to Oki's about to land. Jack's south of the airport. We got a Air Portugal flight coming in from Berlin. He's on his way in as well. He'll probably go in after Jack, and I'll go in after him. Alright, so we're slightly below the path, so I'm going to dial up until I get a little bit closer to the path, and then we'll go to 2,100 feet again. 2,000 feet. And we're going to set our new restriction speed of 220. And we'll just slowly bring it down to that as we descend. Slight ease on the throttles. Come up a little bit more. We do want to be on the path, since we're not shooting for the approach at that one point. We're shooting for the approach at the very end for the intercept, so we don't want to be below. Speed's coming down to 260. More. Right, see the path is starting to come in. Once it's at 1900. We'll do that when we get there. Start to get some nice color in the sky, color on the clouds. Lots of that golden light on the water. Let's put it down to 250. That's good. Well, looks like Scott's going to go in first. I'll be following the Air Portugal in. Would help if I was on the right frequency. Let's go this way. Now you guys are supposed to point this out when I forget this stuff. There we go. Good thing there's been no one around us. Alright, so there's 14,000 feet. We'll ding the cabin, not that you're going to hear a ding. Come up a little bit more, try to get that slope again. There she comes. Now we go back to the boat. I'll hold that for a minute. Try to keep that 250 knots for a little bit longer. You see there's a hold on the page. We're not going to be doing the hold. We shouldn't have to. I have slowed down to give the tap guy a chance. Oki's down. Very nice. So the airport's on the other side of that bay there, off to our right. I'm going to come over here now. We're going to go into performance. Here is our landing speeds. We're going to set our speeds and our reference speed. So I'm going to have to just manually work on our speed. 250 now is good. We're already picking up the localizer, which is fantastic. We'll switch over to that mode once we're past PT 421 and heading in towards the airport. 12,000 feet coming up. We'll bring the range back again, 20 miles. So looks like the other guy is getting ready to turn in behind Jack. Yeah, he's extending past. So we'll be flying in behind him, as mentioned. When we're 10 miles out, we'll start our slow down to 220. That off. Never, you got to remember, try not to leave it on that page because you could accidentally click on it and then that would change your balances and your weights and all that type of stuff. So we should be able to see the traffic on TCAS shortly. TA. TARA. Or TA only. Oh yeah, she won't do any advices. So there's 10,000 feet. So lights come on, seatbelt signs are on. No smoking is on. Auto tune is picking up the
We have begun our final
runway.
descent into Lisbon. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position.
We're going to start
Please also
slowing
store
down to
any carry-on items
220.
either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Tap is
Complete
turned
all
to the
Wi-Fi related
east.
tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Bring that speed back.
ILS 03, Portugal 531.
There he is. Alright, speed's down to 230. Wait for it to click over. We'll see what the next descent rate it wants us to have. A little bit of a bump there. Winds are angling off. There's the airport up on the plateau there. There we go, turning to the next one. It wants us going down rather steeply, so we'll go down about 2200. Keep that speed at 220. Throttles to idle. Bring it out a little bit, bring it down to 1800. And we are at 230. We look at our initial flap speed. It's 230. Put out the slats. Coming back to 220. 1,000 feet to go. Hi Brian, this is the CRJ 700. And first notch of flaps coming out. Starting to level for 4,000 feet. We're going to bring the speed back to 200 now. And switch over to standard pressure, or pressure. Gotta watch our speed. We don't want to get above 200. Or below 200 yet. Altitude capture. So we're going to be landing. We have 134 as our landing speed. We're going to be coming down at 140. So all the next few waypoints are at 4,000 feet, which is good. Get our heading set. So once we make this turn, we're going to go over to heading mode and then switch over to localizer for the ILS. It's already picking it up. And
One of the cases, Portugal 531.
all right, Light's creeping. Gonna be at 200 at this next turn. We're not far out. There's the runway coming up. We're about to make that turn. Oh, Oki's having a celebratory drink. What stand? What stand are you at, Oki? So I know where to go. Alright, so there's the turn. There's the airport. No flight tomorrow, Vicky. Our next flight is on Wednesday, where we're flying the Spitfires up in Scotland. Okay, so there we are. So let's get the heading mode selected. Nav mode will go to. Come on, give me my button. Lock 1. We've got the glide slope, we got the localizer, so we'll go into approach mode. Lisbon area traffic skyways 5556 established on the localizer for runway 03. So we're going to hold 200 until we get closer to the glide slope. Don't I have thought I had an outside view set. I don't. Apron 70, okay. So we're going to start bringing the speed back. 15 miles out. Heading in your seats. Before landing checklist, flight attendants have been notified. Passenger signs are on. Thrust reversers are armed. Landing gear and flaps. That's all we got left to do. See, there's landing gear, or the speed going on you if you're not watching it. Alright, so we're down to the dot. We're going to hold it at about 180. 13 miles out. Flaps 20. Miles out. Glide slope coming up. Glide slope captured. Throttle's coming back. And something I always forget to do in this thing is 200 feet on the this takes forever to do this one. There's this bridge. Been to Lisbon, came in here on a cruise ship once, walked around the old town, pretty much the terminal. We're going to fly right over top of it, and left about 4 hours later. Just 200 feet. That's my Lisbon experience. It's 8 miles coming up. Gear down. Like, no, we might have parked before that bridge. Can't remember. I remember walking up a lot of hills right in this area. It's pretty cool. Alright, speeds come to 160. Flaps 25. Or flaps 30. Just try to keep the speed 150 knots. 6 miles. And you're at Sierra. You're at 70. Okay. I'll find it. Speed 45. It's 5 miles. Outer marker. Don't have the audio on, so we're not hearing it. The light came up. Four miles, full flaps. $140-ish. And as I said, nice sunset arrival into Lisbon. $600 feet.
500.
My controls. $400. 300. 200. Landing.
Minimums 100. Minimum 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
A bit of a wind pickup on the wing there. Reversers are on, brakes are on. 70 knots, reversers are off. We'll get off here.
Final Hanway 03 at Lisbon.
Here at Uniform 3. No, we're going to keep going. Ooh, that kicked over on me. We're going to get off here at Hotel November. Do the hard turn. Portugal traffic, Skyways 5556, clear runway 03. Oh, there you guys are. I see you. Oh, somebody else is coming in behind me. That's another Air Portugal. Alright, so after landing checklist. Let's get the APU on. Look at the flaps up. Rudder's up. Transponder is off. Landing lights are off. Strobe lights are off. start the APU, and the pitot heaters are off. And there you guys are. We'll get a look at you as we go by. It's not bad, we're 2 minutes early. Just a tap at the gate down there. There's Oki's private jet. There's the Iberia CRJ. Get ourselves on the line. And there we go. So parking brake can come on. We'll get the dome light on. Seatbelt signs can come off. No smoking signs can come off. Thrust levers shut down. APU's up, so external power will go to APU. All the anti-ice is off. Fuel pumps can come off. Beacon light will come off. Nose wheel steering switch disarm. We get the chocks put in place. We get the ground power connected. And the stairs are down. Oop. Should turn off all the lights.
Vacated.
So you're off.
Obrigado.
I'll leave the nav lights on. There we go. So very nice. Here's the three of us. Let's get a little bit more realistic shot here. Looking very, very good. Thank you very much for joining us on the flight. To those on Twitch, thank you very much for joining us there as well. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back Wednesday for Spitfires, and we're heading further up into the north of Scotland. Should be an interesting flight. Thank you very much for being here for the stream.